Hello. This video offers an explanation of the written assignments for the Ethics course of Study 424. As you see in our syllabus, we have 3 different kinds of written assignments for this course. All of these assignments are due by the traditional deadline for pre-work, which is June 15th. These writing assignments are in 3 sections. The first section is what I term traditional pre-work. That is, you answer questions that are in the syllabus and submit that written work directly to the Course of Study office and copy my email as well. That traditional pre-work, as you know, carries you through most of the readings in the course. So the way in which I've written this pre-work, you'll be reading through Christian Ethics, an essential guide. You will be reading many readings from Doing Right and Being Good, and some of that in conversation with our Book of Discipline. That is section 1. See the syllabus for specific questions to be answered and the lengths of your responses. Section 2 of our written assignment is feedback on your traditional pre-work and then your response to my feedback. So what that means is you will turn in your traditional pre-work ahead of time. I recommend May 1st as a deadline for that. Then I will read through your pre-work. I will provide grading comments and questions throughout your written responses, and I will send that back to you. I will then expect you, under section 2 of our written assignments, to read my feedback and respond to the comments and questions that I've posed. So this allows a more interactive type of assignment, one in which you provide work, I provide feedback, and then you have a chance to rewrite some of that work and actually explore some questions in more depth than you did the first time. You will then resubmit that written work with your responses to my feedback as section 2 of the written assignments. Again, that is due June 15th, when all of the written assignments are due. Section 3 of our written assignments is the online discussion forum, both responses and replies. And we're using this online discussion forum as a way of changing up what the traditional pre-work usually is. So what we're doing for reading through professional sexual ethics, as you notice, each chapter has discussion questions at the end of the chapter. So what I've asked you to do for this part of our written assignment is to read each of the chapters in parts 1 and 2 of this book. So, for example, you would read chapter 1, Sexuality, Health, and Integrity. You would then choose 2 of the discussion questions at the end of that chapter. That's on pages 20 and 21. You would choose 2 of those discussion questions to answer. You will go to our Google Groups discussion forum, and where I have posted an initial topic of Professional Sexual Ethics, Chapter 1. You would reply to that and then say, I'm answering question number. You list the question number, and then you provide a response in 70 to 100 words to that question. You'd answer 2 questions for each chapter that way, chapters 1 through 8. That is parts 1 and 2 of this text. Then For part 3 of this text, Practices of Ministry, instead of requiring you to read all of these chapters, I'm asking you to choose 2 practices of ministry that you would like to work on in your personal ministerial growth. I'd like you to choose 2 of those chapters corresponding to those practices of ministry, and then read those and respond to all of the discussion questions at the end of each of those chapters. You would post your online discussion forum, your answers through the online discussion forum, just as you did with the other chapters. So, for example, you may decide to focus on preaching as one of your ministerial practices that you would like to improve upon. You would read chapter 14 by John S. McClure, who is professor at Vanderbilt Seminary, and you would then answer each of the discussion questions at the end of chapter 14 about preaching and sexual ethics. You would post those as a reply to the discussion forum that I've already begun on professional sexual ethics, chapter 14. I've also asked you to reply to all of the discussion questions for chapter 17, Pornography and Abuse of Social Media, by Joyce Ann Mercer. So what this allows us to do as a class, it allows you to read your classmates' replies to these discussion questions, and as it allows them to read your answers. And I've also asked you to reply to some of your classmates' answers. That is, the discussion forum allows you to post a response and also to reply to classmates' responses. So what I've asked you to do is to reply to some of those, and that way we have an online discussion occurring before we meet face-to-face in Evanston.